Good morning, everybody. I have to wait the 20 seconds for the lag until I feel like I'm actually engaged with you.
Not quite. We're not quite there. Although they're all watching and we're just sitting here oddly quiet.
Smiling awkwardly. No. Happy Fiber Fairy Monday.
Okay, we're going to mess everybody up for this.
Oops, I thought
We're going to mess everybody up all week because it's Fiber Fairy, which should be a Friday, but it's a Monday, so is the whole rest of the week.
Sorry.
Gonna feel like it's only Monday, but it should be Friday? Or is it going to make the week good?
It's going to make the week good. So we have a fun project, just Gnomes Revisited, doing some sort of lighthearted Valentine's Day colors. Of course, you can make a gnome any which way you want to. That's what's so fun about them. But that was the idea of the giveaway, and we've coordinated some core wool and plumage. So I'll talk about the tiers real quick. And then we also have a felt along planned for Valentine's Day. And we're hopeful that everybody gets their fiber before then. But if you don't, you can still join the live stream and felt later. But
most people should get their fiber.
But what's nice about going back to a basic is that anybody who's just getting started, like we can relax more. We can chat. We can go over techniques. We can talk about fiber types. We can just really kind of sink into the joy of it.
Someone just said that they have never worked with plumage, which was
good.
Part of the thought of gathering these fibers.
Yeah.
Was to give people an opportunity to get their hands on the plumage.
And I'm going to talk about that because it is a little slippery. Like it is designed to be used more for a non-felting application, like making the plumage, like doing a feather technique, or it's great in wet felting as well. Tons of texture and shine. But I am going to talk about that and show you in the overhead how it looks and the things that are made with it. So let me go over the tiers first, and then we'll talk about what else you might want to put in your cart if you need it for the project. We could go overhead, Talbot.
Yeah.
Can I get you some toast or a cookie or something?
Oh, my belly's making some noise.
I'm not sure if it's getting picked up. But So the first tier is core.
Cool.
And
just to stop you there, somebody just wants to know how the fiber fairy.
The fiber fairy.
Oh, okay. Let's go over the Fiber Fairy. The Fiber Fairy is a 24-hour window of a giveaway. So an order needs to be placed, and then depending on what you spend, we add items to your order. So you're not actually ordering these things, you're ordering whatever else you need, and then we're giving away the Fiber Fairy tiers. So we post it on our Facebook page, Sarafina Fiber Art, and we send a newsletter. And sometimes I can get it onto Instagram, sometimes I can't, because there's like a wording maximum that we usually go over. I had to take a few sentences out to get it onto Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. So that's how you can find it. It's also on our calendar on the website. There's a lot on our calendar. We put upcoming felt-alongs there, sale days, Fiber Fairy days, anything special that, we want you guys to be able to plan for.
It did start at 12:01 this morning.
Yeah, and it goes to midnight.
Yeah, so anything on the actual day of. So any order that has already been placed this morning qualifies for it. You don't have to wait for the live.
any orders placed on a Fiber Fairy Day that meet there's a base tier. So like usually you have to spend $20, $25, $30 to get the first tier. Any order that spends that will automatically get it, even if you didn't realize it was a Fiber Fairy Day. So it's a nice way for us to share, to increase the value of your order, and for us to share fiber that we have gotten special for it or have extra of, or like we like being able to give it away in this way. So I hope that answered your question. So the first tier today, and they're different every day, so it's important to try to see the post regarding the day's Fiber Fairy so that you understand what it is you're going to receive. At $30, you're going to get a bundle with approximately we did it by length. So these are 36 inches of 3 kinds of core: gnome nude, hollyberry, and this light plum, which we got especially for today. So this is not something we carry in stock. And this totals, I think I said it already, about approximately 2 ounces of core. And I'll talk about how I use these in the gnomes. And then the second tier, with a cart total of $55, is the plumage. And the plumage coordinates. We have the ruby hummingbird, flamingo, and lilac breasted roller plumage.
Was that 55?
55.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just to reiterate, because someone asked again, order other things. Order a felting surface, needles, a different supply pack, whatever it is that you want. And then these are all given as additional. Yeah. They won't appear in your cart. They won't appear in checkout. We used to make everybody put a little note that said, like, Fiber Fairy giveaway or whatever. Some people still do. You don't have to.
And they don't affect shipping.
Oh, the weight wise?
Yeah, they
you
don't
mean
pay for shipping on it.
Right. Yeah. So it will get added to your box even if it does impact shipping. That ends up on our end, not your end. So you order what you order.
Mm-hmm. And I am going to go over a couple of other things that you might want for this project if you're looking for things to put in your cart. Mm-hmm. Generally, the Fiber Fairy adds about a 25% value, and this time it was over. It was almost 28%. Mm-hmm. And so the plumage adds up to about 1.5 ounces, and a little plumage goes a long way. Mm-hmm. So before I grab some gnomes, I'm going to show a few other things that you might want to have on hand. In the top coat section, this is the New Zealand cross line, dyed line. These lilac, rhubarb, and pink lemonade all coordinate. Mm-hmm. And these would be a great thing to have to mix in. We didn't use them.
We didn't.
It might have been a little bit helpful because, like I said, the plumage is on the slick side, and so what I did was I actually ended up blending it with a little bit of core. But these would work great as well. And just, I don't know, I mean, I'm sure most of you have made gnomes at this point, but it is so much fun. And we have several gnome tutorials of felt along. There's so much opportunity. You could, do an ombre on the hat. You can add locks. You can, I don't know. It's just
endless
possibilities. Yeah. And then on the wings and hats and hearts, I just used Sarafina white. So Sarafina white would be a great thing to have on hand. We did just release a new line of locks. and I'll show these off as well. They're called Dayspring, and I was going for a lighter palette, and they have two, you can just even see right away. They have two kinds of locks in them. A border Leicester lamb, which is shorter, like more curly, a tiny tip, a little bit more like fuzz to them. So these are great texture and color for all kinds of things. And then there is a Wensleydale lamb cross that are your beautiful, these are 6 or 7 inches long, sort of more well-defined lock, silky, long locks. So these are, I used these on some of the gnomes' hair, but I also made beard, like male gnomes with beards. And I'll pull everything in, and we can take a look at them in the overhead. Whoops. So those are fun. We just listed these white Gotland cross locks. And there's 2 listings because one fleece was on the short side and then one fleece was on the long side. So these are also really long, well-defined. I know we're sort of past Santa season, but if anybody were making a Santa, these would be perfect for that. And I did make up there's a dude gnome with these are what I used for the beard. Any questions for me?
I mean, there was a question about people do ask about gift certificates. We view the gift certificate as just a form of payment. So if you're using reward points or a gift certificate, if you're not sure, if you just put a order comment, that will have us just take a second glance at it to make sure that we're looking at your total. Also, they're enjoying this blanket, the blanket backdrop.
Yeah, it goes. It works. So I also pulled out Vintage Rose has some fun colors in it. I love this. The color of the green would be a nice complement to all the pink and purple that's going on. And Succulents also has some really, really fun colors. So.
And I think the one I made had
hummingbird.
I think that was hummingbird
Yes,
locks.
yes.
So if you have or want the hummingbird locks, that's a lot of fun.
So should we bring the a few of these? We all felted together. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to be able to reach a lot of them. I think this one was Sassy's. Can you reach those ones? Yeah. So the wings are pretty simple, and Kyla,
she will teach how to do the wings, and maybe I'll be able to figure it out because mine had wings, and
then you took it off.
Yes, I did. I didn't do it right.
I like the this is the Dayspring locks, and they're long enough that you can braid them, which is fun. And then you can do hats like regular style, or you can have the little ears coming out of the hat, which is fun too.
What fibers are in the plumage?
Plumage is made with Tussa silk, merino, and some viscose.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is wet felting and was curious how the fibers.
Yeah, behave. It's nice because of the merino in there. You don't have to be as, when it's just straight silk or something like bamboo or viscose, you have to make sure you have some wool on top. But because the merino is so evenly blended in there, it kind of does that for you.
Without having to mix it all.
But you do get the texture of a wet felted silk. I love this. This girl's my favorite.
Yeah. Someone asked about the Day Spring.
Yeah.
Which I'm pulling out again, and that is
where I got the gold for her.
For her hair.
Yeah. I love the pink, red, and gold combo.
Oh, she said she needed to expand her screen. Maybe that was our hands being out of it. Anyway, yeah, so the Day Spring, I used a lot of these for the hair.
Mm-hmm. Did you make that one?
I did. Yep. And then I came in the next day and made another one because everything was sitting out.
Yeah, yeah. It kept us busy for a little while. It's so fun. I mean, it's nice to just sit and, stab.
Mm-hmm.
Sit and make something. Let's see. What else do we have to share? We're in good shape. We were waiting for Off-White Chunky Core. It's here. So we should be able to send everything out. It might not be as fast as our normal Fiber Fair days, but it'll still be pretty fast. And
yes, the goal is to get things out ASAP.
Yeah,
and then
so you have them for the felt along. Yeah,
then it's on.
This is the one Jennifer made.
UPS and USPS to get you your goods.
Jennifer went crazy. So cute.
What did you use for their bodies? It looks so smooth.
We used what's in the Fiber Fairy aside from the Sarafina white. Mm-hmm. And this is the plumage needle felted. All of these, this is the straight core. This is with plumage.
Yeah, you can totally
this is with
use
plumage.
Core.
You could just use the core. We use the gnome for nude for the little nose and hands and ears. But when I made the light pink one, I used, can they see that, Talon?
I can go for it.
Okay. I could take it down too. I could take it down. I'll just take it down. Thank you. So she is new, like gnome nude core. Of course, Off-White Chunky Core would totally work as well. And then I mixed the flamingo plumage with a tiny bit of core just so it was easier to stab. And so that's what she's made with. But that's why I was saying, like, these would be great. These would be great to have on hand to mix in, because that would really lean it, the right, that is like totally the right kind of pink. So, yeah, but the plumage is nice. It's got a nice shine to it.
It has a little shine to it. Yeah, it's nice to have in there.
Mm-hmm.
And to clarify again, there's no Fiber Fairy item on the website to add to your cart. Essentially, yes, they are automatically ordered. It won't show up on your invoice. You won't necessarily see that it's a Fiber Fairy order, but we know because we're packing them. So they go in. Actually, Jennifer prints everything out and writes on your invoice, which you'll see, which reminds us to pack it. So. Besides the fiber that you mentioned, what else? You would need a felting surface.
You need your needle felting supply. So felting surface, needles. We did use the Face Ace to build the cone of the gnome.
And the nose and the ears.
And the nose and the ears. The Face Ace is super handy for this project. A 22 gauge wire. I had white on hand, which if you're making the little white wings is what you need. And I mean, you could even put locks on the wings. You kind of have to choose where you want your wow, locks on the wings and like colored locky hair would be a lot. But so I just used Sarafina white on the wings. And that's about it.
We use the punch tool. If you don't have a punch tool.
The punch tool is great for like when you really need to felt that hat, you know, and any of the tacos and the wings and stuff.
It helped with the plumage too.
The punch tool is really good. Mm-hmm. Definitely. We have a few gnome tutorials out there, so if you want to take a look at those and see the tools that we used and the fibers that we used. This is a pretty specific color theme, but you definitely could. We have like really natural ones, woodsy ones, traditional red and blue ones.
A few years ago, we did a pocket gnome felt along also.
Okay.
With more natural colors, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. So if you go on our website, there's a free tutorials link, and underneath that, I moved all the felt alongs to their own page and alphabetized them because I had them, I think, in order of how we did them, and then we kept doing them, and then it felt like a giant mess to me. So they're all alphabetized now, and somebody
grab
yes.
The, what's
somebody
her name?
asked how you can tell the type of needle when it is not color coded.
We started including in our variety pack the little rubber bands that have colors and that the codes are written on. But I just tell by stabbing because you can feel if has too much pull, or like a 36 is going to feel super stabby, and a 40 you're going to be stabbing and maybe feel like this isn't doing anything, you know. So or you can keep on your felting surface, 38s, which are the norm, in one place, and your 40 or 42 on the other side. My pen tool always has two 38s in it, and then I'll have a 40. So I know that's it, And then my reverse needles, I keep somewhere else because I don't like the way it feels to pull it out of the felting surface.
You put them in.
So I keep them off to the side. Like I have a reverse needle pen tool, and I put this on it so that I know that that's what this one is. But yeah, I just keep it off to the side. So this was a fiber fairy, something I made for a winter fiber fairy. I forget what we called her.
Dr. White.
Doctor something. She was a doctor.
White wool, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. So she's crazy. We thought she looked sort of like Joan Rivers, and but tilt it more flat
to really see her face.
I was just trying to keep her modest. Her skirt wanted to come flying off. Yeah, I love this little hat. Was cute.
Are these curls or hand spun? A little bit of hand
That's
spun.
that looks like, what that looks like? Lee's hand spun mohair. And then these are locks fluffed and felted in. She's made with alabaster, which is our lightest skin tone. And she has little pearls on her. There you go. It's so exciting that we can go from something simple, and then she can just even sit right there. And then as your skills develop, you can take everything from various other tutorials and go wherever your imagination takes you. So that's what I love about this craft.
There's pearls on the whole thing.
Yeah, she's highly beaded.
Wow.
Oh, look at me with the detail. So, okay, I feel like I don't have a ton of news. So ask away if there's anything you guys are curious about, or...
How do we not have news? We've been busy.
Yeah, I don't know. January, I feel for most people was kind of like a kind of like a slog, a bit of a get me out of this month. So now, I mean, the sun is out. It's going to be 50 today. It's not dark at 4:45. And I'm thinking about spring already. So,
although first Valentine's Day and the felt along.
Yes.
Which Sarah will show how to do wings in the felt along.
Yes. The felt along will be, did I miss what the felt along? The felt along will be on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll be going through this process of making the gnomes. I'm going to show you how I did the hearts. I tried a few different ways to do a heart, and it's actually not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't come up, like I like to streamline things, and I couldn't come up with the super streamlined. It takes a little bit of stabbing. Yeah.
What is the white tree back there?
That was you can grab that too. Might as well.
I'm so
share
confused
and talk
how
about
it's
something.
on my side because
You're like, that's not on my side. This was a wet felting project.
Can we go overhead?
Sure.
Alright. All good.
And I did a resist. What did I do? If you watch the Santa cloak, or forest folk cloak, I don't remember what we called it. There's a wet felted cloak tutorial that we have, and it has a triangular resist. And so we had some really pretty locks. And so I made triangular resists. And so there's just 3. And then I stacked them up. And it has a fire star in it.
Okay. Wet felted cloak. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Yeah.
When's the next 2D felt along? What?
Well, you'll just have to wait and see. I've got some things planned. You know, I have some things planned.
Any word on the woolly trees? We do get a lot of questions about the woolly pines. I feel like somehow that woolly pines video got shared or something, and then we got a bunch of, like, we had this whole flurry of questions about the woolly pines kits.
It's a wonderful project, and it has tons of appeal. And
we don't make the kits.
We don't make the kit, and we can't get the person to make the kit. So maybe we'll have to take it over.
They said they're going to
for like a year.
Yes, but recently they're on it. So I said there was a lot of interest and that they were going to sell out immediately if they brought them to us. Kind of saying make more than you think. But that is something we don't make and we're not in control of getting. So I really don't have a great answer on that one.
Question about neps, if it's and wet felting. Okay. So we use neps on the doodlebugs, the frogs, and the tortoise. I'd say if you want to see some actual footage of wet felting with neps. Now we had a guest felter here named Erin, who's like queen of wet felting, and she was saying how actually it's like doesn't make sense, but if you can spread silk out over it and really work it in, the silk gets caught up by the little tiny nep fibers and like gets embedded and really accentuates the neps. I am not the best at the patience it takes to really well felt with neps because it does take quite a bit of doing. But if you we do use them. We use them in the mushrooms as well. And they do work better wet felted. That you can't needle felt them. The only way to needle felt them, because what happens is the needle goes in and then it just pulls them off. So the only way to needle felt them is to use a really spread out gossamer bit of wool and that either coordinates with the neps or with whatever's behind the neps, and stab around the neps so that they kind of get caught in that web of wool. But there are those 3 tutorials for mushrooms, frogs, doodlebugs, and tortoise all have wet felting with neps in them. So they will explain it better than I can right here.
Someone said, what are neps? These tiny little tight wool balls.
Yeah.
You can't stab because your needle's going to want to poke them off.
They're like a byproduct of the wool processing, like carding process. So sometimes the wool has felted itself into these tiny little pieces, and that's what they are.
They add really cool texture. You just have to figure out how to get them to stick.
I don't think we have anything around us right now. Oh, yes we do. This is all gonna fall down. Okay. Lee made this one.
Mm-hmm.
Talbot, would you mind going overhead for me?
Oh, sure.
Someone was missing an important nep step.
I love this guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's so
Look at
cute.
that. I love that.
I know. So you can see, I'm going to go zoom in a little. You can see on the tortoise.
It's not focused.
What? Why? Tell me when.
It's not auto-focusing. So
Oh, because we have settings so we don't have focus problems.
it's never going to focus there.
Well, what are we? Are we blurry the whole time?
No, it's when you zoom out, it's fine.
Zoom out.
And hold it up.
Zoom out. Yeah, look how awful that is.
That's because we had that focus problem.
Live stream fail. All right, so but if I hold it up, will it focus?
No,
Oh, no, it's the same problem.
it's got a limited range. It's like lower to the table.
There is no close up.
I could change it to auto.
No,
That's all
it's
right.
okay.
Those are
They
neps
can
on the
see
leg. It's like all
a
neps.
ton of
almost.
neps, like almost a solid layer of neps, and you can see I put some silk in there. He's got it on his head too. Ah!
What just happened? That's the secret of the turtle project.
Oh gosh. Are those neps on the leg? Yes, neps. That's what we're talking about. The fiber fairy needs a boyfriend.
That's okay.
Jean, that's brilliant.
She really wants a male figure tutorial, and
So
this
do
is
I.
her way of like. I just had to laugh because she's like, "Are you gonna do a male figure? You should have a male figure." So she snuck it in with the fiber fairy needs a boyfriend. It was well played.
Whenever I think about needle felting like a man, like a realistic man,
Do tell. What
it
do you
just
think
cracks me up
about-
because I don't know, like with a woman, I know what, like I generally go for voluptuous and like, I don't know, but like a man, I don't know.
I have to be all sculpted.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be like, oh, 6-pack and like pecs. Is he gonna have lats? Like where he can't put his arms down? Like it feels telltale. It feels like if I needle felt a man,
Then
then
you've made
people
your
are
man.
gonna be like, oh, this is what Sarah.
You could find some real life inspiration.
Or you make two. A schlubby
Yeah.
and a chisel.
The dad bod
Oh gosh.
and
He's a man.
the gym dude. He is a man.
The gym dude. Oh my gosh. I never say never.
Jean wants a buff one. She wants a merman for
Yeah.
her mermaid. He
Yes.
would have to be buff. A merman would have to be.
Yeah. I mean, a merman's swimming it off. He's not. And you can't down the beers when you're in the underwater.
Hugh Jackman, that's a suggested model.
Oh, Hugh Jackman would definitely be my model. Absolutely.
You could reach out to him and tell him it's for investigative
I
purposes.
have. I found out where he lived, and I don't know what's going wrong. I think I've mentioned Hugh Jackman on camera no less than 20 times. Oh well.
Somebody's new to the channel asking if we weave, and that was the conversation that they just jumped into.
You know, weaving is on my list. It feels I have a little loom. It feels like it should happen. It just
With
hasn't
locks.
happened. Yeah.
Like good texture.
So, no, I would have a lot to learn about weaving, especially with like the real looms. I would, if I wove, it wouldn't be like, I'm going to make a hand towel, you know, like with these
The thin little.
No, it would be more like art style.
Some people are willing to also reach out to Hugh.
Go for it on my behalf. The felt along is on Valentine's Day. It's Friday the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at 1 p.m.
That's really why this is a Fiber Fairy Monday, so you can all get your fiber in time, because last Friday wasn't an option. So
Yeah. I think we decided, someone just mentioned the drop spindle. I think we decided that we weren't going to carry Ashford anymore. A lot of people carry it. I just haven't been able to
incorporate it.
incorporate it the way that I wanted to. So we'll stick to what we do best. The Fiber Fairy giveaway is today. I'm a little confused about what they're
Yes,
asking.
if you place an order,
The Fiber
today.
Fairy giveaway is today. The live stream that will be the felt along to make the gnomes is on Friday the 14th at 1 Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's linked on the newsletter, and I will link it on the calendar. I don't think I have it linked on the calendar because that would have given away the project.
yeah,
And it has to be a secret until Fiber Fairy. So
but I agree. I think she needs a partner on the lowdown, like a man that makes an appearance.
the Fiber Fairy?
Yes. Yeah, she needs a little romance and love.
Not him?
No, he's, she's in her power. She's like in queen mode, so
What's the masculine form of a concubine? Or do you use the same word still?
yeah, I don't know, but that's what he'll be. Yeah, it's a good time. It's always a good time to share some love and creativity, but in the dark of the winter, it's an especially good time. I gave one of the little gnomes I made to a friend of mine who also does my hair, and she loved it. So it is a great thing to give away. It's a fun thing to give away. He has a 12-pack. Yeah, that's like we can do whatever we want. We can go for it.
It is a little random that it's a Fiber Fairy Monday. We did put it on Facebook, on our group, and in the last newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a save the date in the last newsletter. So if you're not getting the newsletters, make sure you are subscribed. There was another conversation about people not getting them. Sometimes I have Yahoo Mail, which just started doing this. Gmail does it. Unless you're in the it automatically categorizes them into folders. So you have your primary, anything that you're signed up for, like any newsletter subscription, that usually puts it into a promotions folder. Like at the top, they're broken up, which I don't really, personally, I don't love. I would just rather have all my email in one folder. So you may need to check those folders. I would check your spam. We have found anyone with a Comcast email, they seem to have some kind of filter for incoming emails that some of them seem to get denied, and I'm not sure why. I'm sure they can tell the volume of something that's sent out. We're trying to figure out what's going on with newsletters. If you're not totally sure, you can email admin at Sarafina Fiber Art, and I can check to make sure you are subscribed. We did a bunch of stuff to verify it, and I think more started going through.
Okay, yeah,
but
it's just
it
like,
is.
It's a weird thing
I
that
think
we
there's
haven't been able to.
Yeah, I think certain email hosts have like anti-spam filters or whatever that they don't allow things to get through.
Someone asked about
Annex
projects. I have no less than 6 advanced projects in the works. I just have to like get them at least one all the way through.
Yeah.
Done. But can I say? I can say.
What? Oh, what your options are?
Yeah. Gorilla, tiger, giraffe, man, now. Wait, I'm missing something. Kangaroo.
A cow.
Cow. Yeah.
That's a lot of projects.
Why?
Somebody had a job offer go into the Gmail promotions folder. That's crazy.
Let me just check something real quick.
Okay. New things. Jan, you're excited about new things. We need to film and make the things. Camel. We have a camel tutorial. That's under our free tutorials. So check that out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're all good.
Mm-hmm.
They're all fun.
We just need to get to
Can
it.
you grab
What do you need?
the tiger, where the tiger is?
Yep.
You want your cow? You want anything else?
I don't think the cow.
It's ready.
Yeah. Yeah, the tiger's fun, and the giraffe, because we are wet felting.
Oh, you might want to zoom out.
Oh, thank you. We're wet felting pelts, which is an awesome way to get a ton of this stripy, spotty detail, without stab. Because every time I've done it, I realized, you start with a tiger that looks healthy, and then by the time you stab all these stripes on, he's not well fed. He's emaciated. So, yeah. So that is in the works. So I got pretty far with it, but
We should film that.
Yeah, yeah. And the cow is a great project because it has a very distinctive shape. And if we can get the cow hips and the cow squareness and the cow chest and the cow's triangular head, then you can make, a belted Galloway, you can make a Highland cow, you can make a dairy cow, you can make all kinds of cows. So there's a lot to be excited about. I just, I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, but I do work on a lot of things. We've made kangaroos before. We've done a kangaroo shop hop. If you want to check that out, there is a playlist on the YouTube channel that's for shop hops, and there's some good stuff in there. There's a buffalo in there. Actually, there's a giraffe in there. kangaroo.
With armature information.
With some of it with armature, yeah. So that's a great place to go check out, figure out. I talk about what supplies you need. For some of them, I actually made the armatures and gave away the dimensions or the proportions. And I believe on our Facebook page, we shared, I made little templates, right? Visual aids for the armatures, and those are on our Facebook page, so you could search or scroll back to find those.
I'm gonna share this playlist.
The advanced tutorials are few and far between. They go onto the annex and we'll send a newsletter. They do not coordinate with the Fiber Fairy because they just take a lot. So the project is complex. Then we do support reference material. We film about usually around 6 to 8 30 to 4 hour long portions of the tutorial. It's just a lot of work. So I think we've been getting about like one a year done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's time.
I love the Tarzan idea.
It's time. We're getting
the
time.
Fiber Fairy needs a Tarzan.
Oh, right. Sure. Why do we use rice in the stab? I mean, you need something to stab into. The rice is tiny and moves out of the way of the needles, and it's just a nice firm surface, and it's cheap fill. Mm-hmm. You could probably use lentils or
crafting beads.
Crafting beads.
Like the semicircles or the semispheres.
I don't know what those are, but yeah, it could be a lot of different things. I like this question. Terrified to start the face on the hair. I love these kinds of questions. So you get past it because there's joy in this, and your hair face is not a make or break, like life or death situation. So just enjoy it, enjoy learning from it. Know that you can make another one. Know that you can learn from the process of doing it. If there's something you don't like, you can take it off. You can change it. You can do another one. I can't tell you how many things, like when I do the tiger or the cow, I have to make sometimes 3, to get it to where the proportions are right, the technique is good. Like, just don't put so much weight on, I want to succeed at this one particular, hair head. Put the weight on, I love doing this and I'm learning so much, every time I do it. One of the things I love to do is help, like in the form of a critique or some feedback. And so if you, we always, one of the most funs I had live was doing the 2D critique.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know where that is on the playlist. But so, if anyone makes something, if I could be present, you would be surprised how tiny the adjustments are.
To make a big difference.
I feel like
that might have been live on Facebook.
Yeah, it was really fun. So
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so
someone asked where to find the different shop hop armature. It's quite a ways back on our Facebook page if you're looking at posts, but when you're on our page, you're able to click, like if you just go to our Facebook page, at the very top, there's like tabs, posts, about, channels, mentions. There's a more. If you click in the more, go to the photos, and it lets you see all of the photos, and it's a pretty quick scroll down, and you'll see, like right here, there's a bunch of them. This is our Facebook, our business page. Oh. But when you're on the business page, you can click more. Oh, more. And then more takes you to photos. Okay. And then in the photos, you can see. It's scrolling a bit, but there they all are. Right in like a chunk. So. Right. Yeah, and there's armatures, like there's a picture that'll have the armatures and links and everything drawn out for you for the bison and the kangaroo and several others.
Oh, did we miss a question? Yeah, it might happen that we miss a question.
There was a question about beeswax and melting beeswax. Someone in Iceland, so maybe not able to order this wax.
Yeah, the beeswax straight up can get a little cracky. Like it doesn't have the flexibility of wax, so it can dry quite stiff. But to melt it, I like the mug warmer and a ceramic or glass dish. Someone asked about this. This is just a bunny Buddha. I'm not going to pick it up because it's really heavy. But it's something that I think my mom gave me this, and because it reminded us of our logo. And so it's just a little...
You did not make it.
I did not make it. It's just a little Sarafina mascot sitting back there. So...
All right. I think we're caught up.
Okay. Well, we hope that you can take advantage of today's giveaway, and that whether you plan to or not, you can join the Felt Along just to keep us company while we make gnomes. And we will go ship some orders unless you guys have any more questions.
The SD cards are just the video tutorials on SD card. There's no additional instruction or documentation or anything on there. So if you're trying to do the brown hair, it's the YouTube videos on SD card.
Yeah, the content is the same.
Yeah, it's just for people who really have like the worst internet ever and they can't access that information. So
someone said when they're using the cold wax, it's not turning clear.
the cold wax?
Yeah.
Power
I'm not
wax?
Yeah, power
Oh.
wax, I assume. I'm not sure. I mean, I've never had an issue with it. Swax, power wax, because you're changing the texture, it does change the color like somewhat, but it dries clear. It should dry clear. So I'm not sure what to say about that.
Use less?
Yeah, maybe, but it should dry to a sheen, it should definitely dry clear. Because it's used in paintings, like it's used as a painting medium. So, sorry, I'm not more help on that, but I don't...
Because it is wax can bloom. So once it's dried, maybe they could even just rub it with their finger and it should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a little polish.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can link where the supply packs are on our page. If you go to SarafinaFiberArt.com, there's a lot of information, all of the supply packs, lists of the tutorials, and someone asked, they came in late, just one more, revisiting the levels
so
one more time.
the giveaway today is with $30 or more, you'll receive this 2 ounce. It's approximately 2 ounces. We did it by length. This bundle of core with the light plum, which is this lovely shade of purple that we do not have on the regular. It's special for today. Gnome nude and hollyberry. And then for $55, we're adding the bundle of plumage in a coordinating lilac, purple, flamingo, pink, and ruby hummingbird. Kind of like a real poppy red. Mm-hmm.
So if you purchase $55 or more on the website of tools, supply packs, other fiber, these items will get added to your box when we pack your box. You don't have to put put these in a cart. There's no listing on our website for these items. They're just part of a giveaway from today's order.
I don't have anything. We're jumping around a little bit. There's a question about the wax. I don't have anything in front of me that has wax on it, but it's great for if you watch the Raven tutorial, the beak and the toes, something like that, horns. It just is a way to both stick and polish wool. Now, Power Wax right now is not. We don't have it for sale because they changed the formula, and the formula did not work for our purposes the way the original formula did. So they are working on reformulating, and hopefully we'll get it back because we really liked it. But in the meantime, you can use Swax, or which is a product that we make here and sell. We also have on our Goods and Faves page an acrylic impasto medium that works pretty similarly. So,
and supposedly Power Wax is reformulating a fiber. Hopefully,
yeah. All right.
When will we know what is on the list for the gnome felt along? If you order today and you get this fiber,
in the newsletter
yes.
and on the post, we mentioned a few other things you'll want. Sarafina white, 22 gauge wire. I mean, that's at the minimum. Oh, these are nice and warm. Your laptop's putting out some heat. These three colors, pink lemonade, lilac, and rhubarb from the top coat page, they would be awesome to have, but not necessary. Some locks,
really,
for hair or beards, any that you like. So that's the list. It's not not too complicated.
I will go on the calendar when we finish, and I will link the felt along link. So if on Valentine's Day you need to find us, you can go to our YouTube channel, but I'll also put the link right there that you can click from the calendar to get to the live stream.
All good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody. And I can't wait to see you guys on the 14th. And you can either felt along or you can just watch and comment and then felt at another date. But I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope you guys have a great couple of weeks until then. And we'll see you then.
Yep. Have a good day.